Hello and welcome to a new video here on my channel, Scotland and Bagpipes. Today and in this video we are going to unbox a MacRae practice chanter made in Scotland. That's a really special thing gonna happen in this video. We will do a little sound check, a design check, how does it look actually, and an overall feedback at the end of the video. And I also want to compare it to my all-time favorite practice chanter. If you're new to this channel now, you're wondering what is a practice chanter. That's the most important thing actually beside the Scottish Highland bagpipes, because that's the thing where you practice all your scales, grace notes and tunes, and you need this your entire life as a piper. So stay tuned, that's gonna happen in this video, and I would say let's start right now. I would say let's grab a knife. This one here is a little bit kind of an overkill because it's the Austrian Army knife. I don't have any other knife here. That's quite a big one. Had this with me on my Thailand adventures. Actually, that's a whole nother different story. No time for this today, but that's the meat, that's the stuff, that's the money inside here. You want to see what's in there, I want to see what's in there, so I would say let's go and open it. Always away from your body, not towards yourself. Learned that lesson years ago. There it is. That's the box. Okay. Practice chanter. Read. Oh, and there it is. This is pretty lightweight compared to my own practice chanter. Wow. The mouthpiece, the entire thing here looks so beautiful. I love it because see that bending here that goes up and then kind of down, it makes kind of a curve, and there at the end there's a ferrule, an imitation ivory ferrule. It looks so beautiful. This even is like some kind of aged, it's not the white one, but kind of a little bit aged, and that's really cool. I love the look of this one a lot. Yeah, very important, that top piece, this one here, is plastic, entirely plastic, because there goes a lot of air through. So that means moisture, a lot of moisture. That tends to crack and everything, you know, it's not really long-term durable. Some survive a very long time, but I saw many old practice chanters with wooden tops and it just got cracks and everything because of all the blowing that goes in there and all the moisture. This part here, where you play the music and everything, the bottom part, the actual chanter, is African Blackwood. So that's the money, that's the real money. Also, we've got here a little imitation ivory. So I already love it by the looks of it, but can it really produce a good sound? Can I produce a good sound? Let's see. Practice chanter, read. Usually, you actually shouldn't do that. Just be careful. But yeah, it survived. Also this, very bad habits, just putting in, yeah, the practice chanter here on the table like this. Sometimes, you know, you wipe it away, it falls down, breaks, bad. First sound check in a few seconds. It's all right. So it's very important to say here that this instrument has no countersunk holes. So the holes are just bored in there in the chanter and they are not artificially bigger because they do it these days with the practice chanters. They just make the outside of the hole a little bit bigger so you can feel it and it's a little bit closer to the actual pipe chanter. They don't do it here because it's authentic, just as it was back then. I'll tell you how old this replica actually goes back in a second, but let's do the sound check first. I'm actually quite impressed by the sound of this instrument. Just at the top hand, I needed 1 second to figure out how much pressure the chanter and the reed needs. And I always do some little exercise for the pinky because the distance between the last 2 holes is always different to the chanters, the different brands and makers, and even to the pipe chanter, pipe chanters, everything. And yeah, it just takes a little bit of time just to get hold of the little one down here, but it's going pretty good. And also something very important to these holes, they're just, bored in there. Some pipers actually say that you will develop a finer, better technique because you have to play more careful, the holes are smaller and all that kind of stuff. Don't know if I can believe this, but what I can say is back then all the top players from today, like Roddy McLeod and Stuart, Liddell, Angus McCall, when they were kids, there were no countersunk holes actually, so they had exactly practice chanters like these ones. And you also only get the MacRae practice chanter in a standard size, so they really stay authentic, like it was back then years ago. So I don't know, what do you think about that? You think you develop a better technique, finer technique because of the small holes? You have to, feel more where are the holes, be more precise? Or do you think, it's easier to hit the small hole instead of a kind of bigger hole, so you will develop stronger and better fingers on a normal countersunk holes practice chanter? Tell me in the comments, what do you think? Now let's come to the juicy part of this video. All the important information, and I will compare this one, the MacRae practice chanter, to my super heavy David Nail solid silver engraved practice chanter. This one, as I said, quite heavy. Here the solid silver ferrule and as well the sole here. Yeah, there is some weight to this one here, but I have to say and tell you some really important information about this practice chanter. So help me in the comments down there, in the comments section. But if I'm wrong, I guess or think that MacRae bagpipe makers, or the bagpipe maker, opened his workshop and shop around 1909 in Glasgow, if that is right, Glasgow, Scotland, of course. And I think so. So this replica thing here is actually, it's new, but it represents an instrument that's around 100 years old. McCallum Bagpipes manufactures these MacRae practice chanters, and they had an original one at their factory, and they made all the measurements, they scanned it, don't know how it works exactly, just to reproduce an original MacRae practice chanter from the early 1900s. So that's how they did it, and I really have to say that's kind of an art piece, and I love the sound, I love how it feels. I really can cope perfectly with the small holes, you know. And that's the thing, they just do everything like it was back then. You only get the standard sized practice chanters from MacRae, not long practice chanters. But you also can get not only this imitation ivory, sole and ferrule, you can get a plain silver one. It's not real silver, but it's some alloy material and it's shiny and looks good. And also engraved thistle. So they make really the stuff and things that MacRae Bagpipes did back then. And super promoter and awesome, unbelievable piper is Stuart Liddell, who actually had an original set of MacRae Bagpipes, and he's famous for a very long time in Scotland for his playing, exceptional playing. He's an all-round talent. He wins any competitions, even grade 1 pipe band, solo, pibroch, light music, just everything. And he's an idol for many pipers around the world. And so McCallum decided together with Stuart Liddell to manufacture new MacRae bagpipes. So you can, if you don't know already, buy big Scottish Highland bagpipes as well, MacRae ones, replicas. And these are quite good instruments. I'm happy. Many students of mine play these instruments. And yeah, so Stuart Liddell is promoting them, of course. And now they have practice chanters too. And I still owe you the comparison of both practice chanters. And I have to say the pitch is slightly different. That isn't a quality difference or a difference in the quality. That's just the pitch. And I like both sounds a lot. This one could really become one of my new favorite practice chanters, in addition to the David Nail one, this one here. But now let's compare them and let's see. MacRae practice chanter. I love both a lot, really a lot, and I'm surprised by how good is the MacRae one. So I guess that's it for today and this video. I hope I did not forget anything. If there are still some questions left, write them down there in the comment section of this video. Just thinking, guess that was it. And let's put this aside here. At the end of this video on my channel, Scotland and Bagpipes, I have to say, enjoy your piping. If you liked this video, I'm sure you will like this one as well. I can highly recommend it. Go watch this one now. This is Scotland and Bagpipes, and see you in the next one. Bye.